So Eric and Elizabeth are in studio with us tonight. So Eric, acha nisikie kutoka wewe. Shida iko wapi?
Siwezi sema ni shida but ni challenge. Unajua shida ni kitu tofauti. So ile challenge tuko nayo ni yeye yupata domo kuniliko na cheki. Akona business, mi bado nasaka kama job, unaona? So hiyo ndio challenge kubwa tu tuko nayo kwa hii relationship yetu. Yeah.
So how old are you, Eric?
I'm 27.
How old are you, Elizabeth?
20.
You're 20 years old. So are you working currently, Eric?
No.
You're not working?
Yeah, I'm not working.
So how long have you been out of a job for?
For about 1 year now.
What's your profession?
Mimi nafanya media. Naweza fanya kile wao wanafanya. Hao sio watu record.
Sasa hii unaweza mkapu uchukue tu one of the stations na uendelee.
Yep.
Okay, so Elizabeth, he's just told us that you earn more money. Why do you think that's creating a bit of some turbulence in the relationship?
Haileti shida. Tuko tu sawa juu. Unajua love iko.
Love iko. So Eric, mbona unasema kuna issue kwa relationship for you? Yeye anasema ako sawa au ni shida?
Ukiwa man, alafu wife yako ama msi unapenda, alafu uende unapata do mob kuliko na cheki, anafanya a bit more na do, unaona? So hiyo ndio shida tu kubwa tu sana. Saa zingine lazima nimuombe kwa kitu, na cheki, lazima muombe do, unaona? Na si utafeel poa. Mimi bado niko na ile energy, unaona? Naweza fanya job. Atanipea ndio hii shika. Lakini hiyo pesa si tamu, unaona? Hiyo pesa si tamu.
So unataka hii pesa ikuwe tamu aje? Unataka kupatia aje hii pesa?
Pesa mimi nimesweatia, unaona?
Unafilaje venye yeye amesema hayuko job na hajakuwa na job for the last 1 year. So unafeel nika ana make effort kupata hiyo job. Ongea tufungua roho.
Yeye ungangana juu chini apate job. Yeye ungangana.
So when una feel vibaya juu una job, but yako sawa. She's ready to support you.
You need support kwa by the sana. Yeye ndio pila yangu, unaona? Yeye ndio msieneza lean. Yeye ndio karibu kila kitu sasa, unacheki?
How long have you guys been together for?
4 years.
4 years now.
4 years.
Yeah,
and
so
meaning you started dating when she was 16?
Yeah.
And you have a 2-year-old?
Yeah.
Okay, we are coming to that. Yeah. Okay. So let me move on to my other guests. Well, next we have Japheth and Lillian. So Japheth is 23 years old. He's an actor. Lillian is 20 and she's an actress. So their issue with each other is because of their careers, they feel that there's a level of lack of trust and insecurity on both sides. So I'm going to start with Lillian. Lillian, so how long have you been dating?
Like 3 years. Yeah.
3 years?
Yeah.
So you started dating when you were 17 and he was 20?
Yeah.
There's an insecurity where you feel, both of you feel the other person is being too social with the opposite sex. So let's start with you. Why do you feel that? What does he do to make you feel that?
Okay, kama mimi, ujua, is an actor. Ya modeling ndo unipatiaga shida. Juu most of the time anakuwaga busy. Yeah, and like girls, issues are girls. Yeah, he likes flirting with girls a lot. Even if hata niko karibu na yeye. Yeah.
Si ni kazi.
Kazi what?
Hi, Japheth. Sawa. You muongea even before I get to you. So unasema ni kazi. Ni kazi gani hii? You're flirting with girls?
Huwezi fanya kazi na wanaume peke yake. Unajua hizi kazi zetu za kuact. Unajua dem akikuja kuongea naye huwezi kataa. Hicho ndio kitu cha kwanza. Shaona? Lakini sasa yeye, sijui mimi ni handsome. Hataki yani.
But he caught you cheating. Unajua hiyo kitu ndo yani nilikupata tu hivi tu.
How did you catch him cheating? How was he cheating?
Yeah.
Alikuwa anafanya nini?
Okay, hiyo time nilimcall like, "Hey, paka si hujafika home." So akaniambia ati yuko busy at work. Sasa nikapigiwa simu. Kupigiwa simu nikamwambia niende club fulani. So kwenda, I just caught him with 2 girls. Like, seriously.
So were you cheating when you were caught with 2 girls? What were you doing?
Hawezi Alkoko ni maakta wenzangu hao.
Actor nini na nilikupata kabisa.
So nikuulizaje, what about the situation ilikufanya ufikirie he's cheating?
Venye yani walikuwa najibeba.
Kiaje?
Yeah, as in the girls walikuwa all over him. Yani like
Tosha.
just can't say.
Okay. So we're coming back to that couple. So I want to introduce also another couple that we have with us in studio tonight. Prayer, you are 27 years old. You are from Malawi. And Audrey, you're 24 years old. And you're Kenyan. So we are saying that you guys have experienced challenges in your relationship before. And I'm sure listening to these couples talk, you can relate. Maybe let me start with you, Prayer.
It's sad. It's really sad. I think Kenya is really lacking on real relationships because all these problems that these people are talking about happen in every relationship. You have to fight all these things. You know, the major thing that you have in every relationship is each other. So as guys, we're like, we've dated for 2 years and we want to have a happy ever after kind of thing, you know. And regardless of finances, regardless of infidelity, what the stronger element of every relationship should be love, right?
So Audrey, let me ask, because obviously I'm looking at you two right now, looking like lovebirds, holding hands. But there was a minute there where admittedly you told our producers that you guys had a challenge. So what was that big challenge that you guys faced as a couple?
Well, infidelity, yeah, the same thing everyone is going through.
So who
yeah?
cheated? You cheated or he cheated?
He cheated.
Okay. How did you know he was being unfaithful?
There was text on the phone and an energy that I couldn't explain. I was really feeling bad about it because I wouldn't do the same thing. But we were still new together.
True that.
Like, we had to sit down and see how much we mean to each other.
Right.
Yeah, and after that, you know, he's an artist and he's good looking, so that's not so that's not an excuse, you know. I'm also good looking.
True that.
I'm also an artist, like
Beautiful.
you know. So at the end of the day, these things you can have so many excuses, but at the end of the day, if you play with the person who values you,
The most, yeah.
yeah, you'd lose yourself to nothing.
Let me ask, when he cheated,
Yeah.
what made you forgive him?
I saw there's no future in the other relationship. Yeah.
I would say most, we were in school, right? And we had just started, Daystar actually. So our relationship was pretty much fresh and she had left. So I was texting some people and I would say more or less, because we didn't do anything really. It was more or less of emotional cheating. I sat down with her. I cried. I cried because I saw like, I really see my future in her. Even I thought the issue would be maybe our parents not really, you know, and maybe countries, you know. As long as we're together, wherever this world takes us to, ananifundisha Kiswahili, ndimpusa jijewa, you know, Malawi, you know.
Okay. Remember, you can join the conversation via the hashtag #RealTalk on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. You can let us know what your views, comments, questions are on this topic that we're discussing tonight. So I'm going to open it up to my studio audience, take their questions to the couples who've shared their stories with us tonight here on Real Talk. So let's take our first question from our audience member. Hello, my dear.
Hello, good evening to everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity to ask you. Lillian and Aziz, judging from the situation around us, you are in your prime age. You're not younger anymore. What I would like to ask is that probably in the previous years, you fell in love with the physique, he fell in love with the wildcat, and we are now together with a 4-year-old, which is we would call him or her the interested party. Now, have you ever sat down and maybe looked at your goals? Because you seem to be having a relationship with no goals. If you had goals, surely you should never have had such small issues creeping up in your relationship and deciding that it's not all good. Would you probably consider counseling maybe?
Okay, so maybe let's start with Lillian.
If you caught me right, I said I'm 28. I don't have time for play anymore. I do not have any more years to give someone to waste for me. So I am focused. I have a direction, and I feel like midlife crisis is hitting him, or I think he has his own issues. So I think in the midst of me trying to talk to him, he views it as conflict. Yeah, I think we have a communication problem, and I think counseling would really come in handy.
Okay, Aziz, do you think you have a goal in this relationship?
I think soon and very soon things are going to work. But the most important thing is that I wouldn't mind to have a counselor or something.
And I think it speaks volumes that you're both here today, willing to
Yes.
share your story.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your son. What's the plan with that? Do you see yourself as a couple perhaps living with your son at some point?
Yeah, we do take him sometimes. We live with him for a week or so, then we take him back to Shags. But coming here in January, yeah, that's when we're taking him so that he can school under our roof.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aziz, you've co-signed on that? You're ready to be a full-time dad?
Yes. I love my son so much, and I really do miss him so much. He's my king.
Lillian, you made a face. You made a face when he was saying that. Why did you make a face?
I'm about to cry because I think that's the best thing I've had him say in a long time.
Hey.
Okay. So let's take another question from the audience.
Hi, Tamima. Having listened to everyone as they were talking, all couples, I tend to find here cheating being the key word. So I would want to know what the meaning of cheating really is, because it's become the newest slogan in town. And we tend to find, we are being carried out by our lust, and I might say obsession, to be precise, because there's no way you'd find me flirting with some ladies if I were a guy, and you tend to think that I'm cheating.
There's physical cheating that involves sex. There's emotional cheating, and I think emotional cheating is worse than physical cheating.
Do you agree with that, audience?
Because emotional cheating, you're investing in someone. That means that person means something to you.
So in your case, was it emotional or physical cheating?
Emotional.
It was emotional cheating.
If it was physical, trust you me, I wouldn't probably even feel it. But emotional, the way I sit down with him and his statement has just made my eyes, teary. So I can imagine him making another lady feel that way. That is just gross.
Okay, so I want to introduce our expert right about now, Diane Masinde. He's a life coach and relationship counselor. He deals with these issues that couples are facing in a relationship. And Diane, so you've been in the audience this entire time,
Yes.
listening to our different couples sharing their issues and the conflicts that they're dealing with in the different relationships. Bring cheating into perspective for us.
Okay. First of all, there's a lot of love going on over here, but the people who are in love have no idea what's going on. Let's deal with that.
That?
It's not true that cheating has been common in all these couples. I believe for the story of Eric and Elizabeth, there was no cheating.
Right.
So I just had to make that very clear. Now, there are various forms of cheating. There's emotional cheating, as actually she has said. That's when you invest your emotions and your time with another person. And then there's social cheating. Social cheating is when you spend more time with your boys or your girls more than actually with your partner. Then there's financial cheating. You get paid, and then instead of actually spending that money on the people who matter, you're over there either pouring some, chopping your money on some woman over there who will not even be in your life in the future, or even drinking with your buddies. So that's financial cheating. And then there's now the physical cheating. Physical cheating, when actually you end up having sex. And usually the physical cheating becomes the last result after all this other cheating. So it starts with emotional. And one of the biggest excuses that people who cheat say is that my partner made me do that. No, your partner did not make you do that. You willingly, deliberately, consciously went to cheat, knowing very well.
Again, I'm going to throw this to Diane, because looking at the both of them, she's very in touch with what she's not happy with. Yeah?
Yes.
he is very in touch with what he has done wrong in the relationship. So how can you help the two of them?
Okay. Allow me to ask you a question,
All right.
Aziz. Why do you drink?
Well, I drink. I drink because my son is not around. That's why I drink. At the moment when I call my son back at home, I talk to my mother, I talk to my son, and my son cries there out loud. He wants to come back at home. I don't have a work. I depend on her. She gives me money.
When did you start drinking?
Well, I started drinking at 4 months ago.
4 months ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I tell you something, Aziz?
Please.
I think people misunderstand you. When people look at you, they see hot cake. They see bad boy. You know, so that's what people think,
Yes.
right? But that's not you.
All right.
You are hurting. You're hurting, and all that we're seeing is hot cake and bad boy. That's all that we're seeing, but you're hurting. And you're hurting, and you're self-destructing, and you have no idea that you're self-destructing together with your woman and your baby.
Yeah.
Because you are the one who's hurting inside, and then you're making other people around you hurt. So I can see it even in your eyes. You don't look happy. You look model-like and whatnot. You can be in the front cover of Gucci, whatever, but deep down inside, you are hurting. And sometimes that's the downfall of when society labels people as good-looking. When society labels you as good-looking, as successful, society tends to frame you in a certain way and label you, but deep down inside, you're going through stuff. And so the stuff that you are hoping that she can address. And I could see that even how, when she's talking to you, she has a certain attitude.
Yeah.
And you pick it. And it hurts, it makes you hurt even more. And the reason why she has that attitude and she's angry, she's agitated, is because of what it is that you've been doing to her. Right now, some minutes ago, we just saw her breaking down, crying because of something you said. That means that she has been deprived of those things. She just wishes her man can just tell her, thank you for what you've been doing. Thank you. I wish you knew how important that is to her.
Yes.
Just thank you. You just saying that you win her. What do you want to tell her?
Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
Lillian? Yeah.
Thank you.
No, take your time. Take your time. You can join the conversation via our social media handles. Get on that hashtag, #RealTalk, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let us know what your views, comments are here. Real Emotions right here, a show about real people where we're talking about real issues affecting young people in Kenya. So I'm just going to go back to Lillian. And what he said struck a chord with you very deep. Yes. You agree?
Yeah, I agree.
And I like that Aziz, when he said that, you didn't lash out. You took it in.
Yeah.
You acknowledged it. And for me, really, I really believe that for the two of you, the work has already begun. Because you're here. Yeah?
Yeah.
We're talking about it.
Yes. And that is how important your words are to her. I know you're like, time is running out. You're 28. We need to get things in order, you know? And as you're feeling like that, you're agitating and pushing him more away. You're pushing him more away. So it is time for you to just calm down. Just calm down.
You know, angels don't live in hell.
Don't cry, darling. Just,
I'm here with you. Okay?
Look at this dude.
I don't know whether to kiss him or slap him.
I think you two have such a unique, special chemistry.
Absolutely, and we see it.
We
Like,
see
sitting here,
it. We see it. You just want to kiss him up right about now, and you've even told him that
And
on
slap
TV,
him.
you know?
Earlier you mentioned that there were some vibes in how she was addressing him.
Yes.
Probably because of his personality, he's not as articulate or as vocal as she is. So what can you say to her in terms of being kinder to him based on where he is at right now?
You need to hear him. You see, most men feel pressure of bringing in the bacon, the money, doing those stuff. And women have no idea how much men are hurting. Men are hurting, but we don't have a billboard saying we are hurting. In fact, we act tough. In fact, we look for that other woman, the side chick, which I do not approve of. We look for that side chick who makes us feel like a Superman. I like to say this. Men have something called a Superman syndrome. Superman syndrome is when a man wants to help a damsel in distress. That's why men end up falling for sponsors. You thank your man for the little that he's doing, he will do so much more. Just also tell him thank you, appreciate what it is that he's doing, and understand his cries and his tears.
Aziz, do you agree with what Diane has said?
Yeah?
About how she talks to you?
Yeah. She talks like that because each and every time I go outside there, when I come back in the house, the moment I come in the house, she has cooked something. But I don't eat in the house. And that is the one problem that I have with her. But she's a good lady. She's a wonderful lady. She's a good woman. I'm really sorry for being bad to you. I love you. And thank you for giving me a beautiful son.
Okay, so we'll be taking a very quick break. When we come back, Diane and I are going to be talking to the other couples just to try and help them resolve some of the issues that are actually becoming deal breakers in some of these relationships. Don't go too far.